Hi folks, and welcome to this video, which is a project video. So Paul has taken apart this radio controlled mouse because it was pretty unusable the way it was, and he's going to make it so that it's not radio controlled and it just moves along. So I'll show you some of the footage that we have of the unboxing of this, and we'll explain why it didn't really work as a radio controlled mouse. So I got this from eBay, and this is the packaging that it came in. It was by Paradise Pet, and the write-up on it was really odd. There was some very poor translation going on. It kept referring to the mouse itself as the product, and at one point called it a scorpion. And as well as the dodgy translation, it was just an odd design anyway, wasn't it, Paul?
It was an unusual design, and some parts of the design...
Just that he's some more dodgy writing. Protect the ecosphere innovation. What's that supposed to mean?
Don't know.
So what were you saying, Paul?
Yeah, it's an unusual design, and some of it's executed very well. Some of the mouldings around the wheel are very high quality. The way of steering the wheels is interesting. It's an infrared remote control, and the receiver, the infrared remote receiver, is one that you normally find in television receivers. Some aspects of it were very well, but then it just fell down on the lack of power.
Yeah.
The battery was too small, and the motor was too small.
Yeah, because it couldn't even turn, could it? It would just bind up because it didn't have enough power
to push itself forward when the reels were turning. Yeah.
So, this is where we were saying disconnect the scorpion. So it came with a remote control, and the remote control itself looked pretty eccentric, didn't it? And you put 3 double A's in the remote control to charge the mouse from the remote control, which
you plug the
is
mouse
a
into...
very odd idea.
It's unusual. I have seen it before, though.
You have seen it before. So this is the remote control, this circular box, and it didn't have anything written on it. What it came with was a sticker that you stuck on that had things like on, off, left and right and all the rest. So that was weird in itself. Never come across that before. And it just had these sort of 2 dials that you sort of turned with your finger. It not very sort of intuitive for...
No, it wasn't really very good sort of feedback for what you were doing.
Yeah. And we've got some footage now of what it was like when we charged it up and Paul was trying to steer it. Slowly.
When you try and make it turn, it seems to bind up.
Does it?
So I'm going forward now. I'm going to make it turn now. All it's done is stop it.
Right. So it was super slow and you couldn't turn it anyway. So pointless as remote control, wasn't it?
It was.
So we thought we might as well just make it move along, but at a reasonable speed.
Right, we've taken the steering mechanism out and then reassembled the wheels and locked them in the forward position, so the wheels don't turn anymore. The hamster will just go forwards and backwards.
Because that never worked anyway, did it?
It didn't, no. And then the next thing we'll do, instead of powering it off,
you replace this very tiny rechargeable battery
with a standard Duracell one, and we'll be making space for that by taking some of this plastic out here and allowing it to push up into the foam.
Yeah.
All this circuitry here has been disconnected because you just want the hamster to turn on and off and go forwards at a reasonable pace.
At a reasonable pace, yes. So, Paul, you've decided to go for a double A rather than a triple A.
Yeah.
One reason being we've only got double A's in, and another reason being there's plenty of room in there because that's all just like it's stuffing.
Stuffing, yeah. So we can
So
hide
there's loads of room.
the battery in the stuffing. We've got to be cautious that we don't make it top heavy for falling over those. So
yes,
we'll see how that goes.
So you found that plastic thing just comes out.
It just simply pulls out.
Like glued in or something.
Yeah, so we can use without taking any foam out. The battery will just push up.
Oh, that's good.
As far as necessary, and we put it all together.
Oh, brilliant! So you've got this powered by power supply, Paul.
Yeah.
And you're just feeding it 1/2 volt.
Yeah.
And it's still moving much faster than it was originally.
It's not carrying any.
It's not carrying any weight. Yes, that's true.
But it's not got much sort of like torque in the motors for overcoming an obstacle like going up a hill.
Mm. The thing is, though, it's going to be at least 1/2 volts, isn't it?
It is. So let's try it on 1.5 volts now then. So this is 1.5 volts, yeah.
Wow.
It's also got more torque now, so yeah, it shouldn't have any trouble going up the hills on the track.
So we can go for one AA battery then, do you think?
We could go for one AAA battery, because I notice it's not taking much current.
I think we'll put a AA in though.
Put a AA, yeah.
Because, well, basically I've only got AA's in that are new.
Yeah.
Plus, it'll last longer.
Yes, it will.
Obviously, it'll be carrying a bit more weight than it would with...
It will. Okay, so we'll go for a AA battery then. So,
Paul, you've glued this battery onto the base, haven't you?
Yep.
And you've soldered some wires onto the battery going to the motor.
Yeah, so we've just got to wire up the battery to the switch on the circuit board.
Oh, right.
The rest of all the circuitry on the circuit board's not being used, but we've put the circuit board back in because it's got a convenient switch here that we'll use just to turn the battery on and off. So that just wants wiring up. Battery to the switch, motor to the switch, and motor to the back of the battery, and then we can put the soft hamster top on.
Ooh. It's all put back together now and all wired up. So Paul's going to try it out.
Okay, here we go. Oh, man, it's wired up backwards, the motor. You're going backwards, laddie.
Well, let's see if we can go through a tube backwards.
It's a bit of a tight fit.
That's nothing to do. Is that nothing to do? Oh, mind you, it's narrow at the front though, isn't it?
Is it? Right. I think what I better do is wire him up so he's going the right way around. Okay. Here we go then. The right way this time.
It's too big for the tunnels.
Too big for the tunnels, but it's going the right way there.
Okay, let's try it on the kitchen floor.
Kitchen floor.
Way! Wow! That is so fast now. Oh, that is super fast.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so much better.
I noticed the wheels are touching, but the motor's not got enough torque.
Oh, kind of a little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of a little bit.
The motor's too small for the hamster.
Right, so... Okay, so you would actually have to have a different motor then to make it. It's all right going along on the flat though, isn't it? Like in the kitchen, it went quite fast, much faster than it did originally.
But it's got to do a bit more pushing in this. The wheels are quite grippy, and they are. You can see that they're touching the ball, but they're actually not turning around because they've got grip, and it's finding it difficult to rotate the ball round. Yeah. Go on, laddie. Go on.
A little bit.
Go on.
I'll tell you something. It can do more than the Zhu Pets can in the...
Goes on the carpet.
It goes on carpet well as well, yeah. So I put this hamster in the kitchen with all the other, well, most of the other hamsters and mice that I've got.
Yeah.
Not all of them had batteries, so I couldn't put them all on. And unfortunately, the mouse that you've just done this project on didn't perform very well. You can see there it's on its side, and it easily sort of got knocked over by the others.
It's top heavy with the battery we've put in.
Right. And also, some of these, if they hit like a wall, they stop and they reverse because they've got like a button.
Yeah.
But as you can see with that pink one there, sometimes it can sort of ride up on another one, but it still doesn't fall over. And they're really made well, I think, for manoeuvring
there's
around.
a lot of thought. I hope ours has just been put the right way up now. But it still can't move because it's still trying to drive itself forward against the skirting board.
Yeah. It makes me appreciate how well engineered these little mice and hamsters are.
Yeah.
There's a lot goes into it, isn't there?
Yeah, they must have gone through a lot of like iterations to get them right. There's a lot of thought gone into some simple toys.
Oh yeah. I would say that the ones that performed the best are the Gupi Guinea Pig that's at the front of the screen there, the brown one.
Yeah.
And the new orange one.
Yes, I'd agree with that, yeah.
Oh look, I rescued it.
It's been bullied.
I rescued it and I set it going again and it just got knocked over.
I suspect it would be top heavy with where we placed the battery.
But then even if it wasn't keep getting knocked over, like, look at that! Even that little hamster with a brush under it, you know, it's just got brushes that vibrate.
Yeah.
Even that's managing to turn it around. Yeah, I think the Gupi Guinea Pig, I don't think that fell over once. I don't think it got knocked over. Look at that mouse.
It had a turn of speed on it though, didn't it?
It had a turn of speed, but straight into the wall. And then it just keeps on rolling because it doesn't realise it's against a wall. Yeah, I don't think the Gupi Guinea Pig sort of got knocked over once. And the orange and white hamster, I think it might have got knocked over once. Oh, look at that Gupi Guinea Pig at the front. That's another thing that's really funny. If it comes against something like a ridge, it sort of like works its way along.
Rides up on it. And then it'll just turn off. It very, very rarely it'll actually fall over or get knocked over. So, folks, that pretty much concludes the project, the experiment, to see if we could get this mouse work. Oh, look, it go away there, but it's not for long. I think the only usable thing this would be on really would be like a smooth track. Yeah.
Because even if it wasn't a bit wide for those tunnels, they're not completely smooth on the bottom, and I think that stops it as well.
Yeah.
So that's it for this project video, folks. Thanks for watching as always, and hope to see you next time.